Alright, so today we're talking about the PC Insider's World Elite Mastercard. And I know what you're thinking, a credit card that only earns PC Optimum points? How good can that really be? Well, if you shop at Loblaw stores, gas up at Esso or Mobile, or buy literally anything at Shoppers Drug Mart, this card might quietly be one of the highest value cards you can carry. So in this video, I'm going to break down the hidden math behind this card. So that's the earn rates, how long it takes to break even, and the card's long-term value, and show you exactly how much this thing is really worth. And by the way, I'm Jordan, and between this YouTube channel and my website, I've helped hundreds of thousands of Canadians save hundreds of millions of dollars just by using credit cards. Now, before I get into all the features and benefits of the card, there are 4 metrics that I look at to compare different credit cards side by side, and I want to share them with you for the PC Insider's World Elite Mastercard. I call them the Core 4, so let's take a look at them now. The first component of the Core 4 is the welcome bonus multiple, which measures how strong the welcome bonus is relative to the annual fee. The PC Insider's World Mastercard doesn't offer any welcome bonus, which is really unfortunate since the annual fee on this card is $120. Since you're not earning any points for signing up, you basically get a welcome bonus multiple of 0. Now, the card currently has a special offer where the first year's annual fee is waived, but not having any welcome bonus is still a huge miss. And so the second piece of the Core 4 is return on spending, which measures how strong the card's earn rates are. And so here's the deal with this card. You earn 4% back on groceries at Loblaw banner stores, 50 points per liter on fuel at Esso and Mobile, and then 1% back on dining, travel, and everything else. Now, in order to compare different cards side by side, I look specifically at these 5 core categories of earn rates. And as you can see, this is what the PC Insider's World Elite Mastercard earns in these different categories. And so just to be clear, the reason I'm only including the 10 points per dollar rates on groceries and gas is because you only get the elevated rates when you buy groceries from Loblaw stores or gas from Esso or Mobile, but we want to be able to compare apples to apples here, so I have to include the lower rate. Now, to really understand how that translates into real value, we need to apply those rates to some sample spending. So here's the spending profile that I use for every credit card to see how it stacks up. It may not match your spending exactly, but it is based loosely on average spending data from Stats Canada, with the numbers rounded a bit to make them easier to work with. And to be clear, this only includes credit card spending, so big fixed costs like your rent or mortgage won't be included here. But with this sample $2,000 budget in mind, if you multiply the earn rates by the monthly spending numbers, you end up earning 20,000 points every month. And because each point is worth 0.1 cents, the total value you get back from your monthly spending on the card is $20. And so that means that you're earning a 1% return on your $2,000 in monthly spending. Now, the problem is that my benchmark here is 3%, so the PC Insider's World Elite Mastercard is way below that threshold. But of course, there is the caveat that if you do most of your grocery shopping at Loblaws and get most of your gas at Esso and Mobile, then those categories will trend toward 4% and 5% respectively, which will pull up the overall return on spending more toward the 2 to 3% range or so. Now, before I share the third and fourth components of the Core 4, I want to first talk about the features and benefits of the card because you're going to understand everything better that way. So let's talk perks. This card has a few decent perks, and one of them that's actually pretty rare in Canada. But unfortunately, those are not travel perks because there's not much here beyond basic travel insurance, which is valid for trips under 10 days. So don't expect airport lounge access or any premium hotel upgrades. But here's the standout feature: the PC Express Pass. This gets you unlimited $0 delivery and pickup for online grocery orders at Loblaw stores, which usually costs about $100 a year. And if you use PC Express regularly, then this one perk alone can offset almost the entire annual fee of the card. But on the other hand, if you never order groceries online, then this perk is basically worthless. Then there's the purchase protection, extended warranty, identity theft assistance, and 24/7 concierge service, which are the standard filler benefits that sound fancy but rarely justify choosing a card on their own. So aside from the PC Express Pass, most of the perks on this card are, to be honest, pretty generic. Okay, but now I want to return to the Core 4 and share the third and fourth components with you. So the third piece of the Core 4 is time to break even, which measures how long it takes the average person to pay off the card's annual fee with their regular monthly spending. And so the reason that I look at this specifically is because you want to be able to recoup the investment you make in the card as quickly as possible. And since we already said you're getting $20 in value every month, that means that the time to break even on this card is 26 weeks or half a year. And my benchmark is exactly 26 weeks, so this just hits the standard. And so the final piece of the Core 4 is the long-term value multiple. And this is a measure of how much you get back from your spending on the card year after year without including any sort of annual credits or other benefits. Because you don't just want a card that rewards you in the first year, you want a card that you can keep for as long as possible. And so to calculate this, we first find the net value of the card per year. And so that's your monthly earnings, which we already said is $20. and then multiplied by 12 months, and then minus the annual fee. And then we just divide this net value number by the annual fee to get the long-term value multiple. And for this card, that comes out to $120 net value per year. Now, ideally, you want the net value per year to be at least double the annual fee, which would be a long-term value multiple of 2, but the multiple here is only 1, so it's underperforming here on long-term value for the average use. And so if we look at all 4 of these metrics together, you can see that the PC Insider's World Elite Mastercard mostly underperforms across the board. There's no welcome bonus multiple, the return on spending of 1% is very underwhelming, and the 26 weeks to break even only just meets my benchmark. And the long-term value multiple of 1 falls short as well. Plus, you're also going to need a personal income of $80,000 or a household income of $150,000 just to qualify for this card. That's really high for a card that doesn't offer any major travel perks. They do waive the first year's annual fee, but that's only a special offer for now that could end at any moment. Now, if I had to name the top 3 features that make this card stand out, I'd definitely go with the PC Express Pass for free grocery delivery, the 4% back at Loblaw stores, if that's where you already shop, and the 50 points per liter at Esso and mobile stations. But I also want to contextualize these by pointing out that this card really only makes the most sense if you already spend a ton of money at Loblaw-owned stores, Esso or mobile gas stations, and at Shoppers Drug Mart. So if you're running a big household or feeding a family of 4 and doing weekly grocery pickups, then you could get solid value here. But if you do your grocery shopping or buy gas anywhere else, well, in that case, the value of the card drops significantly, as you saw with the Core 4 a second ago. So here's the honest truth. I think the PC Insider's World Elite Mastercard is good for the right type of person who does all their shopping at Loblaws, but if that's not you, then you're not going to love this card. The rewards are locked into the President's Choice ecosystem. The earn rates outside of groceries and gas are just mediocre. So should you get the PC Insider's World Elite Mastercard? In my opinion, only if you shop pretty heavily at Loblaws. But if that's not you, there are still plenty of other good cards out there, and many of them will give you a stronger welcome bonus and much higher long-term value. So to learn which are the best credit cards in Canada and why they beat out the PC Insider's World Elite Mastercard on the metrics I laid out here, watch this video next.